Hey guys, and welcome to APL. My name is Mark Power, and this is Elite Esports EU. And to my my left, if you technically you're right, is a wonderful Bard. Welcome back, mate. We got a wonderful casting the other day. How you been, mate? I know you've not been feeling too great recently.
Yeah, I've been sick for the past week, but hopefully it's gonna last through the night. So I can't wait. This is the start of APL. So excited to cast with you, man.
We is season one, day number one. We got 4 days that we're going to be going at this one. These teams are pretty stacked up. We got a little sneaky peek at what was to come as we done that little test stream the other week. But do you know what, Bud? Take us through what the guys and girls have now to watch for the next 4 days.
Well, guys, it's gonna be Erangel Miramar. That's gonna be the set. So it's a total of 24 matches, and then we actually have a prize pool. So first place has $500, second place is $325, third is $200, fourth is $150, fifth is $125, and then sixth, seventh, and eighth all are $100. And then at 9th through 12th retain their APL spot, and then 13th through 13th. Oh my god. Sorry about that. So to finish off, 9th through 12th retain their APL spot, and then 13 through 16 have to play in relegation, which I will actually be casting at some point in time, depending on a lot of different things, but we'll see. But we are finally in the first match of APL. Elite, take us through it.
Oh, I love this playing path. Do you know why? 'Cause it's a boring playing path, and boring playing paths mean crazy circles with a northeast down towards the southwest. It's favour a little bit down in that sort of southeast corner, but do you know what? Most of these teams are going to have a good extension out to their normal drop zones, and they'll be able to get to their sort of prime loot. Don't forget, guys and girls, though, if you haven't already, go give the APL a follow and Twitter, the American PUBG League. That's where you'll be getting all your latest updates via Twitter. If you can't stay tuned in through the whole event, that is the place that you need to be giving them a follow now, and make sure you keep up to date as the things come out. All the teams are done and dusted, and our guys are extended out. A little bit interesting. We're going to have a little bit of a fight over this military island because it looks like they're both going for the single spawn, but it looks like funny business will maybe extend this a little bit further as they do give up the hard spawn to full tilt there. I'm excited, mate. I'll be honest with you, because we had those first couple of days, that interesting initial first couple of days where they got a little tease at each other. So some of these teams have had a chance to feel each other out and just understand actually who's going for what when it comes down to zones, etc.
Yeah, so I will say that Full Tilt is actually a last minute addition because Washed Up was going to play, but I think I was told that their roster fell through. So unfortunately, they're out. Full Tilt is in. So it'll be really interesting to see how they play. And it is now tournament rules, so there's no punishments if anyone hot drops. So hot drops go for it. Everyone can do whatever they want since it's a tournament style.
Yeah, so what I was talking about is during when you see us cast things like scrims, etc., we do get the ability to, where they call it hot drops, etc., and they're able to sort of land up and go, hey, do you know what? This is where I'm going to land. And they try and keep themselves up for a four-player team up, and they will then keep themselves after a phase one fight. And a lot of the pro league stuff that which I get to cast, you won't even see them fight in phase number one. They will try and get everyone into phase number one to try and make it as realistic as possible. But yeah, as Bar says, it is no holds barred. Now, this is where people can drop on each other. And don't forget, it is a 4-day event. So what we see is this is kind of where you set your stall up, Bard, right? This is where who's going to rotate early, who's going to get the first kills, who's the first person to go out. This is all the psychological game behind it, because it's not just 6 games this evening. This is 4 days that these guys and girls are playing out for money now. So it's all going to be about how they set their stall up for me. Who's going to bring it on game number 1? Who's going to put their cards on the table and show actually the game style that they've got ready to go for this evening?
That is such a good question. I've been thinking about it for a while because I know this event has been coming. I've been watching so many of the teams. I would say probably about 95% of the teams I've been able to watch. And honestly, especially with this circle, I'm looking at Tilt Town. They had the shelter split, and there's no reason that they shouldn't have, honestly, pretty much the best spot in circle, or wherever they want to have at least. So off of the first game, that's who I'm looking at, but also ClownCar. You see them at North in Yaz, and they do have a lot of the South open to them as Tilt Town is condensing to one spot. So those are the 2 teams I'm kind of looking for in the circle. But again, there's so many good teams here. There's so many possibilities for something crazy to happen, and already shots being exchanged and elusive. Talon just played to back off. This is their turf, and they don't really want anyone to go down just yet.
Elusive for me, one to watch. Definitely a strong team. Putting early rotation as well. They came straight around that north side of prison. Play obviously getting caught slightly. Does get himself tucked in, so I think Play maybe wanted to put themselves across as maybe a 2-2 split here, but being forced in towards that sort of bottom zone, it's going to force them into this top side. And I talk about the zone. We do have a very much an east side pop here, so again, quite a standard type of zone. We've got to factor in a bit of water here on the south side, a bit more water over on that sort of east-hand side, a bit of river. God, I think teams will donut up as we describe ourselves. I think we'll see a lot of teams in and around this area, and maybe put themselves in a position where we might see a couple of 2-2 splits, where if the zone bounces towards that northeast, or maybe if it pulls back towards the southwest, they should be ready. Recently, though, with the updates, it has been pulling back towards that mill to power, but we've had a recent update on the servers, so it's all to play for. And what a time! And when we do an update and then we hit a league kicking off, it can go all crazy types of ways now. So we are starting to see the teams sort of rotate themselves in towards the, I suppose the zone number 1 for day number 1.
Yeah, and honestly, what I noticed with the new patch is that it actually kind of favored that Lipovka prison mansion area a little bit more, which really surprised me because I almost never see circles end up there. So I personally am looking for that to see if the new patch has kind of affected it that way. But other than that, again, it should be pretty standard. I think we've seen the circle in every area of gameplay, so everyone should be pretty familiar with what they're going to go for and what they're going to play.
Yeah, we have to try off. A couple of shots going back and forwards. It is these teams now trying to find their way in as the final couple of teams do pitch themselves up towards compound. Trashtical, though, is split here. I think he's going to disengage now. He's going for it. It's like going to pop out. He doesn't quite get the knock. He does in the end, but actually comes from a long distance shot from around the backside of his own player. So looks like a full crash now. Tactical's now called a reinforcements. Nice movement round though, as they do contain this one, but they are Trashtical's down, find themselves down 2 players already.
Yeah, this is going to be really rough for them. HB didn't start out the fight too well with that knock, but Trashtical 8 again getting knocked down to just 1 player. It's just Daddy who's up, and he doesn't really have a lot of cover in that little small 1 building. So 100 are definitely, or high performance, definitely looking to collapse on this, and Daddy just going to try to get out of there as fast as possible. Shots coming in from MEG, and Winnie is actually going to be the one who finds the last shot, and Trashtical 8 are already down and out 7 minutes in.
So Winnie the first one down due to his own player. Honey Badger though coming for a little cheeky lurk here. HP though, after shooting their own player in the back from that distance, it's never going to be great, but able to contain very, very quickly. Honey Badger though with a knock. We don't think the rest of the team for ClownCars are in a position to go for a secondary crash here, but it's kind of a little telltale sign of a, hey guys, we're not letting you drop the ball here. You might have taken the first team, but hey, Honey Badger's here, and Honey Badger's here to stay.
Badger, dude, this man, he has seen a lot. He's been on the stage, and honestly, I can't wait to see what he does with this team, because there's a lot of talent on this team, and there's a lot of knowledge on this team as well. And so Honey Badger leading them, they're very aggressive. You can see the split if you have the map open. It is pretty wide, but ClownCar, a very aggressive team, and I can't wait to see what they do during this tournament. Honestly, they're one of my sleeper picks for top 5 easily.
Yeah, so this is what we're talking about, the big split across here. They are taking up with Heavens, Honey Badger, who we just with there. He recalled back from HP. Just in a sort of mound, a good area to play, especially for through traffic where people play through and you're able to catch up some of the highway kills. Monkey are coming in now as they are Monkey Business leaving it one of the last teams really to get in. I think they are. I get double check. They are, as they will play in safe from this room inside now. Pretty clean sweep. Most of these teams are pretty spread, not quite the donut that I mentioned. We are seeing a little bit of a different approach here where teams may be taking some of the favourite areas. Massive splits as well. We do have Reddit with their new logo being put on stage as well. That's done dusted. You mentioned ClownCar, big split from them. Our lucky lads. They're going for more of these sort of 2-2 split. They do take Volcano. Now, Bliss is in a great spot for me. He's going to be able to see the clown cars, but he's also, if the zone does pull back his way, he'll be in a position that he needs to defend quite quickly because this will be a bit of prime real estate. Now, we've got 123 on the clock, though. It is going to go. Question, though, I think a lot of these teams will be looking at, is it going for the east or is it coming back across to this west-hand side now?
Yeah, honestly, I have a feeling it's going to go kind of northwest on the next shift, but we'll see. But honestly, the team that I want to kind of put a focus on again is Tilt Town because they're very split. They're running a 2-1-1, and if any team comes in like Funny Business or Monkey Business, man, a lot of businesses, but if anyone really scouts it out and crashes, they can easily take one kill or two and possibly just take a compound for free.
Yeah, this is the strongest compound they're holding with a 2, but it's a hard compound to hold. You tend to find that road that is on the south side can hammer in a number of shots, and just what we saw those action just before with HP, again, teams really find themselves able to get into those line of sight into the window. But with a 2-man strong, it's going to hold some real estate here. But again, you've got Junkyard. Josh, I think it'd be difficult if it does pull that way. He find himself quite alone quickly because they've got a huge rotation either way back to that Junkyard. I think it's all going to rely now on this zone here, as we're a couple of seconds away from it. We do have a couple of teams just lurking on the outside, but a lot of business, as you mentioned, still just spreading themselves out. So a lot of teams ready and waiting. Let's have a look. Zone is about to pop here. It is day number 1 for APL, game number 1, and phase number 1 is now gone. We're now shifting to phase number 2, and you called it.
Gosh.
It goes heavy east. Look at the amount, Bard. We've got to have a huge wrap, a huge rotation now. These teams got to get in. The only advantage, Monkey Business is in their car, but look how condensed these teams are in and around the farm area. There's only a couple of choke points here. We know we speak a lot more about choke points when it comes to Miramar, but with this zone shift, some of these teams won't be happy here. And actually, some of the teams on the outside, I don't think they want to stay here as a 4, but I don't think they've got the option. They've got to wait for these teams to go.
Yeah, Red Allstars, thanking the PUBG guys for that one. Their wide split on that east side of the previous zone really paid off. And honestly, a team like Tilt, I know that they're Novo, but if they found one of those boats, I don't know if there's a hard spawn there. I don't think there's one, but if they found one, they could actually pretty easily go to Povka and rotate out of there. But this is a shift that almost none of these teams were expecting. ClownCar, Red Allstars, and Forged, though, and Chilltown, I will say, having the best position. Everyone else is rotating, trying to figure out what the heck to do with the circle.
Yeah, you can tell a lot of people are tighter as well. That's a big telltale sign. Forge are happy. ClownCar obviously already could springboard off the area they were. Monkey Business, longer rotation for them. HP, after that initial engagement, actually coming out on top of it. They're able to sort of hold firm. They are 4 strong, but they're looking at this zone, mate, and they're trying to go, hey, how much can we take off? We've got no information now on this east-hand side. They sort of stack their cars up, and they are receiving some initial shots here from Lucky, but it is going to be a difficult shift. This is where they're going to have to rely on the scouting. And oh my God, I wouldn't be hanging off the back of the buggy with what is coming your way. Is they're going to have to conquer through this field and through a number of teams. I wouldn't even be surprised, mate, if they stop at the compound or maybe take some of these dips and crevices out just sort of south side of Mansion here.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of looking at High Performance, seeing if they're going to crash ClownCar, because if they do, again, that could be a 4v2, and they also have the Wizard outside of prison. So High Performance, though, just kind of looking, and it looks like they'll be happy with where Sampre is, what it takes, and Red All-Stars trading shots, but nothing really could come of that. I think really we're just kind of wait to see where Circle kind of goes next, because it looks like Monkey Business needs to come in, Full Tilt, and the Hartford News need to come in, but I have a feeling they'll be able to find a home pretty easily, and it should be.
I will give them that, as they Full Tilt decide to not go through the madness that would be a car. They're actually wrapping themselves around in blue. Now they can get away with this. It is phase 2. You've got to question though, wherever they land up. Logic going to be Lipovka, right? There's a car there. They might be able to put themselves in, but no matter what happens, this is going to be a hard rotation. They've got to get in quickly. The only advantage they've got is it's phase 2. And that, lucky enough, there is no one sitting in Lipovka at the moment, so they will get a free pass in. You might expect maybe the FB boys, if they get wind of this quickly, they could maybe close the door on them of FT and maybe stop them coming to Lipovka. If that happens, it'd be such a hard rotation for them.
Yeah, that'd honestly be a really fun fight that I really want to see. But I have a feeling that with Bunt being the only one here, I think Full Tilt are going to be able to make it in. Monkey Business don't look like they're going into Lipovka, so especially if Full Tilt goes straight into there, should be pretty free for them. Actually, as I say that, they're heading a little bit more into Lipovka than I expected.
Yeah, they are taking off a bit more of a chunk. They're going for a full send here. Zone actually pulls back away, so that might turn them back because that zone there has gone very, very heavy back to that west-hand side. Now, actually might favour our boys coming in because Bunt now has to leave this bit of real estate and pull back. Look at that heavy rotation west, west, west after a shocking heavy east. Looks like the PUBG algorithm's getting back to that sort of normal rhythm that we see as casters, that actually after a phase 2, phase 3, they tend to lose the hard or the unplayable, that water section, especially the Miramar section. But now, obviously being that, hey, big shift means big plays, and lucky enough, some people haven't gone that far. Some people have to go backwards.
Again, I'm looking at ClownCar just because it looks like they're going to settle up on the Wizard Tower outside of prison, which could be a very strong spot, but it could also kind of guarantee them their doom. I feel like it's very like a glass cannon spot, if that makes sense, where it feels like people could easily shoot them down, but if they make it through, that it'll really reward them in the end.
It's going to be an interesting play. Look at the big rotations. Some of these teams who are late, we're getting a little bit of congestion now on this sort of east-hand side, but the west-hand side is going to be a bit rough as well. Exclusive going to try and come in, but Lucky, who were late on the rotation on the west-hand side, get favoured slightly now. They are zeking in, but they've to what degree they're going to get. They're in a bowl. This is going to be horrible here. Lucky just ready. Bliss lined up. Nade's gone backwards and forwards. Exclusive know they're there. I'm a bit worried now with the back shots. First shot that comes in from Exclusive though does get returned. There goes 1 and 2, but it is the round angle that does go down. There goes the final player here. Exclusive though, last man is out in the back. He's going to try and take this little one-on-one fight here, as it does go up and over, and it's going to be so hard. Lucky though, lucky enough holding this side, didn't push in hard on that zone shift, and they're able to put up the reses, and they should be able to hold this side anyway.
Yeah, and then you could see Monkey Business coming in on the north side. There is a little dip there that they could take that would be pretty free, but right now they're pretty fine with a 2-2 split. But Full Tilt, that's going to be a really big question mark for Monkey Business to see what they're going to do here in regards Full Tilt and Monkey Business, and see if a fight's going to pop out there.
Because obviously, I see you guys obviously in chat, so looking at the mic. So we're trying to look at the mic and the connection that is coming through. It is coming through clear on our side, so we'll try and fix it. Just bear with us. Thank you for letting us know. We'll just tune back in with the action note as it's coming through. What it takes, though, I'm going to throw out early doors. Actually, one of my favourite teams to watch, I feel. Mercy rebrand. I really like the logo. I'm a bit of a sucker for a logo, Bart, I'll be honest. I like the position, though. This east-hand side of prison will be a good container. They're going to try and hold off Reddit, though, as they are pushing their way in. Looks like Forge are going at it as well. Early shots though. Lucy though puts some good shots on, but he's getting split. Needs the rest of his team now to come up. I feel like these nades are just going to hit this bowl really well. Oh, crawls forward. What a great understanding hearing that nade. He's got to be cautious now. The rest of the team need to back him up as we go for the wider angle here. They should be coming into play. Maybe they can stack up some of the util. But they are down on ones. Let's have a look though. What it takes. Can he actually hold off here? Big rotation though, going to be coming through, but other teams are going to come in the third party.
Yeah, what it takes, honestly, doing pretty well, but now Funny Business getting caught between them, and Colt knocking one down, almost getting a second, but now he's getting shot from the compound as well from a Tater.
Is a bad feat. It's just action going on. We've got 14 teams, remember, 46 players alive, and we've just gone over 17 on the clock. And the zone phase 4 is horrid. These teams are kind of making a desperate attempt now to get themselves into zone, but there's teams that didn't move that will capitalize up on this, and there goes the first knock, though the rest of the play will just continue to wrap their way forward. I don't think they had the full information here. They're going to run straight into additional here as Tilt actually disengage and going to try and tighten themselves back up.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see where Tilt goes because they might go near Joe Shy. I feel like they might try to take that entrance, and Adrenaline actually going down. What it takes is doing their darndest, and they're still fighting Red at Allstars 2. D-Stem last one up, and D-Stem goes down as well. And what it takes now, the Soul org on this eastern side.
Yeah, they do hold really well. They had a couple of teams where they put through. Look at FB, obviously lost one in the rotation. They did go for a full send into prison there. That is not a bad hold themselves, but this is where the zones are getting a bit too small for the number of teams we've got. And it's not just a one-on-one fight or a team-on-team fight. 4-on-4, we're finding third-party action coming in. Reddit's shots had to actually deal with our funny business team, FB, rotating past them. That might have gave what it takes a bit of an upper hand actually to get reset, because from when we last left that fight, I'd actually say Reddit were on the more of aggressive push, and actually maybe the dominant team in that fight on that east-hand side.
Honestly, I actually kind of disagree with you. I say that what it takes is always in a better position just because the compound from behind could always see them. But Tilt down, knocking and Lon from Just Play. And Just Play is getting collapsed, and Forge is also kind of coming in, so we could be seeing a three-way party here between the teams.
Oh, this is always horrible when you find some teams sitting in shelter. It just takes one team to realise, actually, hold on. There's a car there. If we blow that car, they can't get out. They've got to go the other way. So looks like good push though. Forge though were engaged. They have lost one. They've been involved in a bit of a fighting though, mostly through the battle. But obviously with these teams coming through, it's only damage these guys have been collecting. No kills on the board. I think where they are. There goes the first one as they prove me wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Zone shift though again, just tightening itself back down. So it's going to be a bit of a mad fight here. This section is not great for fighting. The whole shelter. Teams can go underneath. You're never quite sure. Anyway, you've got to try and work your way through. You have a bit of high ground on which you can play off, but I think we're going to see a contention on the south side. There's literally hold on to the compounds, and HP, who hold Hall of Fame, mate. Surely this is going to be a hold by literally holding by hook or by crook now, because teams should try and crash in on them. This is the only hard cover remaining on the north.
Yeah, this is a circle that everyone honestly really does hate because there's no cover besides maybe a couple of spots, and the teams that are full up are probably going to be taking those. So where ClownCar is, where Tilt Town and Forged and High Performance, those are the best spots. Other than that, it's going to be absolute chaos, and that is what we love to see.
Just what it's about, mate. It's always what it's about. Obviously, yeah, guys, just a reminder, obviously, we are on a delay. It's a 10-minute delay. This evening, this is obviously to favour any of the teams that obviously anyone might try and be sneaky to get some intel. It's quite standard for the esports. This is a league. This is money up for grabs. We will obviously look at the mic issue during the break on game number 1, game number 2. So apologies if you hear test 1 2 3 in the British accent. But we will try and get that fixed. We won't focus on it now because we are going to focus on these teams coming through. Monkey Business picking up 3 kills and coming in very late, remember. They had that huge wrap round that west-hand side. But this is what I'm talking about. This is about, there is no cover. They've got to use their car fort really well. And maybe one car is not enough. But all that AWM actually allowed them to survive out a little bit here. Lucky though, on the outside, leaving it late to go. They're getting ready on that rotation now as they are stacking up their cars. It is the zone from hell. It is game number 1. Oh, they've got no tyres, bless him. It is going to be a bit of a bloodbath. There goes the first. Irv has to duck himself back in. That should be a quick confirm. Down to their final player now. HP will be happy with this one here. Forge on the top side, though. ClownCar put themselves on that west-hand side by that little, I suppose, the tower here. They should be able to hold out as best they can. Monkey will cause some issues here, but what it takes is got a bit of a mountain to climb to get over this one.
Not only that, but there's also the last player up from Funny Business, Bunt, in there as well. So if ClownCar plays this correctly, they should honestly clean up basically both teams. But Bunt already knocked Morans. He's looking for the flush before he inevitably goes down to either blue or another team. He can't find it. He's going to die to blue. It's going to be a point denial. Let's call it that, right?
Yeah, 100%. He could have got a med on and could have fired that one out. I'd always hedge my bets on this one. What it takes have pushed out, and they're not in a great spot here. They are out of zone here with ClownCar trying to come in. They've received some damage here from Monkey Business, who have pushed in that north-hand side. But, hey, they've got to try and make it work forward. Smokes will go forward now as they will try and edge themselves back in towards zone. But Monkey Business are just ready now to take this final section. as what it takes, though. It's going to be hard for them to come out of this one, right?
Yeah, I mean, what it takes, I think that they're going to be dead here, honestly, at some point. But Monkey Business actually have a really good spot in zone. That little dip really paying off, and now they have neighbors in HP as they are pushing it to the other side. And now Tilt Town, Just Play, Forged, and ClownCar still have to make their way in. So again, we're going to be seeing some crazy rotates that I have no idea how they're going to do this.
I have not seen the zone like this for a while, I'll be honest. There's some great open sections here that these teams can push themselves into. There's some wonderful dips here. HP already, well, understanding this with the depth of knowledge they've got, they've put themselves into one of them. They will have a fight, though, between them and Monkey Business. But at the moment, where they've got so much attention on the outside, they're just out that util range. As you can see it just sort of lurking in. It's about how many smokes these teams got barred now, because they haven't got the cars. They can't make the car forwards. They have to rely on getting that consistent feed of smokes. If those smokes drop, either side here will have an exposure. They want to focus on the teams coming in, but they've got to make sure their flanks are covered from the other teams around them.
Yeah, I think that they're just gonna essentially deposit 1 or 2 smokes for a while. Just try to keep that B, the cover that they have. No Cap gonna go down to blue, and Sociopath now gonna go down to Tilt Town, and Ugly trying to get the heck out of there. But where does he go in an open zone like this? Is there anywhere for him to play?
Oh, they're taking that drop, man. Oh, they're taking that drop. But he didn't go for it. And do you know what? It was Ugly. He left his boy behind. I'm not going to give him some brownie points in that one because he just drove off. He was like, see you later, mate. I'm gone. This is game number 1. I need to get us through. He does get himself through to get team number 6. So 6th place for them. Get some points on the board. Though we have 14 players now alive. As Whoppy goes down and out, but 5 teams still remain. We're soon to go top 4, and some of these teams have got some high numbers, especially for this type of zone. Unfortunately, though, for some other teams, they are struggling, and they are dropping down as we do now hit our top 4.
And you can see 4 up for both Monkey Business and HP as they have that north side all to themselves. ClownCar and Forged, the other 2 left. War, though, should go down only 10 HP, and ClownCar have a decent spot as they can actually kind of flex out south as soon as War is eliminated here.
So half forward here. I like how they're already rotating themselves up. They're going to come round on that blue. Blue's about to go. He needs to be cautious. The higher he goes, the more attention he will bring on from the other teams on the north hand side. ClownCar, so just control here. They just got to let these guys do the damage. War,
oh my gosh,
is just surely going to get pinched out in a second. You would expect anyway.
Honestly, the longer he survives, the more I have faith in him. He could actually survive this for quite a while. No, you need to go.
No meds, mate. He's got no meds.
Oh.
No meds. Well, what's going on, mate? The man behind the scenes, the one who arranged as part of the I suppose, the APL, going himself out, taking 4th place, though, surviving it. I would have run forward, mate. I'm not going to lie. HP, though, they hold out with a 4. MB with a 4. And C-Car, they also hit with a 3. It's a bit of a difficult game to end up on. ClownCar really the only team now that has lost that zone. It is, again, they've got that advantage. You mentioned it before. They've got that advantage on that south side now. They've got a little ridge. They just need to extend themselves over here. They could be drawn into those shots, though, on that sort of, well, that east-hand side just in front of them. It's kind of a mound-to-mound fight at the moment. We are seeing a wrap, though, as the guys are wrapping themselves in from ClownCar. They do have that south approach there. I think they're an aggressive team, right, Bard? They're going to try and chase these shots around the outside. I just fear that they might run into a bit of danger here. But on the flip side, they might actually put Monkey Business into a bit of a monkey business in between them and the sandwich. And HP and ClownCar could maybe harvest the kills. But I think we should have to wait and see. I wouldn't be surprised to see another zone go. I think it just depends on how aggressive a ClownCar now.
Yep, that is exactly what I think the call is. And Zenny is trying to find a spot for his team on that south side near that crate, but I don't know how well it's going to go for them. And Monkey Business are just really hoping that they can keep both teams at bay until next circle pops and then hopefully push towards each other, while HP are hopefully trying to push Monkey Business and ClownCar towards each other. But, you know, it really depends on circle because it does look like ClownCar are kind of trying to take the south here, not actually opting for a fight so far.
It is a hard rotation round for them, right? Because it is that aggressive. I think if this fight was kicking off now, we would have seen ClownCar in this position here. But I think they've done the right thing. They disengaged. They should be able to mop up. Monkey Business can't drop the ball there. That means they can't have guns focusing that way. They're in a difficult spot now. They've got to continue to focus. if they can force ClownCar
Oh my
around
gosh.
behind HP, which we are seeing now, this is different. This is a swing back. HP now become HP source, and they're in the middle of this sandwich here. ClownCar in it range for the util as they are just rolling it straight in from this on the smokes here. HP with a 2-2 split, but it's down to a solo player for HP to hold out this west hand side as ClownCar is going to get aggressive.
This is exactly the kind of stuff that we love to see, but HP dreaded ClownCar actually making a really good push. And honestly, if I were Monkey Business, I wouldn't take shots at them. I would essentially just push in on HP by both teams, eliminate them, and then try to take the fight, because next circle, never mind. I was going to say, I think Monkey Business still has an advantage, but I don't know who this favors. But Denny is actually making a sneaky flank on to Monkey Business already. And he could be a game changer for them as well.
Yeah, that util might be a giveaway. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt with that MK in hand, but he is open field here. Cowboy, we mentioned him the other day. This is a kid that is on fire at the moment, so he'll be looking to put his name on the leaderboard here aggressively on game number 1. ClownCar, though, have gone aggressively, and HP did become that middle ground here. ClownCar should be able to get the res on, as the rest of the Monkey Business are not close enough here. Util ready. I think these guys fully know where they are. It is a...
Yep.
Oh, it's just overextended. It's technically a 3-on-4 here, but surely ClownCar has been on the pinch here with a 2-1 split. Monkey Business holding firm with that 2-2, dug in when it needed to matter, and let's see what they can do here on the coming the end. Looks like aggressive push here. They want to end this one with a drive-by.
Oh my gosh.
There goes 1. There goes 2. We go down to their final player here. Surely Monkey Business, though, no messing around on that one. They are just hammering him down. There we go. Winner, chicken dinner. Monkey Business, 11 kill game. GG's on that one. A nice and aggressive start to game number 1. Welcome those who have just joined in. We are going to go try and fix a few of the audio issues that we have been. I suppose it's been on barred microphone, but coming through on the stream. So we'll go away and have a look at that one. But definitely, game number 1, very impressive for me. PUBG being PUBG off the bat, though. We've seen some great early shifts on the zone. We had that massive east rotation, then it flipped straight back west, and Bard, for me, that instantly showed us that these teams have got to think on their feet, and I think a lot of them done really well. Monkey Business, though, the game winners were one of the last to go in after zone number 1, though.
Yeah, and honestly, they could kind of gift that to ClownCar for giving them that, because as soon as ClownCar made that shift around to a high performance, it really just gifted Monkey Business kind of win there. So really well played from Monkey Business to actually grab that spot early on in the circle that I honestly had no idea was even there. So great vision, great knowledge from them, and way to just clean out the game.
Yeah, good game. Look, we're going to take a very quick break. We're going to throw over to the adverts before we come back. It'll be round number 2. We've got best of 6 this evening. So we've got 3 Orangles followed up by 3 Miramars. That's for today. We'll be doing the same again tomorrow. And then next week, it'll be on Thursday and Friday, not the Friday and Saturday that we are seeing this evening. So let's just chill out for 2 minutes. We'll go for a quick advert break, and I'll see you guys in round number 2.
Of the universe. The colors. All the colors of the. When you look up towards the stars, can you see what I see?